Hello everyone, welcome to Everything Arsenal. Now, the transfer window has been open for more than a month. There's still another almost 2 months to go of the transfer window. So let's talk about everything that has happened so far in this transfer window, including signings and outgoings, including the coaching staff and the players and everything. There's more than 20 people to actually talk about. So without wasting any time at all, let's get straight into it. So Kepa was our first announcement. Kepa was the first done deal for us, signing for us from Chelsea for only £5 million. We activated the release clause, and is going to join us as a backup goalkeeper. Obviously, he said he's going to be happy to back up Raya, two Spanish goalkeepers, or Spanish. We have also a Spanish manager and a Spanish goalkeeping coach. So he has been playing in England recently with Bournemouth. He's played for Chelsea, played for Real Madrid. So I am happy with that £5 million deal. So let's see how he's going to adapt at Arsenal. I don't think he'll need too much adapting at Arsenal actually, and I'm sure he's going to play more games than Neto. Neto played only one game last season. Let's see how many games Kepa is going to play. Now, one player that we got to hear we go for long time ago, but it took a couple of more weeks before finalizing it. It's Zubendi, but Zubendi was finally announced at the start of this week. He's already begun his training with Arsenal. 55 million pounds is what we had to pay. At first, it was looking at it's going to be 50 million, but for us to pay it in installments, Arsenal had to add another 5 million to the deal. And for that, I'm paying it in like 2 different installments. For me, I'm happy with that deal. He's going to be a starter for us. He replaces Partey directly in that midfield. He's going to be starting games for us. So Kepa has been playing in England. Another Spanish signing, by the way. Zubendi has never played in England. So how quickly will he adapt to the game? If we look at Arsenal's schedule at the beginning of the season, not easy. So this preseason is going to be very important to see how Zubendi fits in, and is he going to be a starter? How many games is he going to be starting next season? Is he going to be playing 60 minutes and then another player comes on? Is he going to be needing Rice to help him out in the 6th position? Looking forward to seeing all of that. But Zubendi and Kepa were the first 2 deals to be done. Now the third signing has just recently been announced, and that is Christian Noga from Brentford. So we've basically changed our midfield completely. Partey and Georginio have gone. We've signed Zubendi and Christian Noga from Brentford. Another cheap deal, just like the Kepa one. This one cost us only 10 million plus 2 million in add-ons. So we didn't have to spend that much money there. In terms of wages, I think it's going to be confirmed very soon, but he was getting paid around 40,000 per week at Brentford. And I don't think us are going to pay him away more than that. So it's going to be either the same or slightly more than that. We're saving a lot in terms of that. If you remember that Georginio was getting paid 110,000, Partey 20,000. That was more than 300,000 on our 2 midfielders. But now with Nogad and Zubendi is going to be way less than that. So we're definitely saving in terms of wages in that midfield. But our midfield, we have now a new midfield to freshened up our midfield. So let's see how it's going to work out. Now, those 3 deals have been confirmed by Arsenal. Fabrizio has told us to wait for here we go very soon for Gyökeres. I would expect this one to be done. I'm 90% confident this is going to be done. We have to get a striker. The player's already given up his salary to join Arsenal. It's only Arsenal that are in the picture. Sesko is already not going to join us. So this is the only striker that is currently in the market that is going to definitely improve us. So I would be very surprised if the Gyökeres deal doesn't go through. Now, Mosquera, we did make a bid for him. That's a player that we made a bid for. It was rejected. Valencia offered him a new contract, but he rejected the new contract. So I would expect Arsenal to go back for Mosquera and make a second bid for him from Valencia, and I would expect him to join us. So that will make it a total of 5 signings. Now, we've also made an offer for Noni Madueke from Chelsea. That's the other player. So there has been offers here and there. So we're talking about the ones that we are close to making an offer for, and those ones we've already made a bid for. Now, Madueke and Mosquera we've already made a bid for. Now, we are waiting to hear if Chelsea are going to accept the offer or they're going to reject it. It's a 40 million plus 10 million pounds later bid. Chelsea want 50 million up front and like 10 million add-ons. Will Arsenal get to that point? I'm not sure about that, but we've made a bid for him. So let's see how that one is going to work out. For Mosquera, we think we made a bid of like 14 million euros, but Valencia want more than that. So those ones are definitely some to keep an eye on. That's not going to talk about much, but there's been links to Eze, obviously. That could happen. 60% confident that could happen. Rodrigo is going to leave Real Madrid, but is he going to join Arsenal? We have to wait and see. So for those ones, it's a bit of a 50-50, a bit of let's see how it goes. But it's looking like we're actually going to sign more than 7 players in this transfer window. I thought we were going to sign maybe 4. I wanted us to sign 5. I thought we were going to sign 4, but it's looking like it's going to be more than that. Now, there's players who've left, so we have to replace those players. Kieran Tierney has moved on to Celtic, obviously joined us during the Emery days, but now he's moved on permanently. His injury has really affected him. We are not getting anything for this transfer. He's moved on a free transfer to the team that we actually signed him from, and that is Celtic. So all the best to him. We are saving more wages in that one as well. We are paying him a lot of money too. So he is leaving. He has left Arsenal. Another player who's left is Georginio. He's moved on to Flamengo. He's already been playing in the Club World Cup for them. So that's another deal that has gotten done. Another one that we're not going to get any money for. Another free deal. Georginio served us for 2.5 seasons, but he was actually almost leaving last year, but most Arsenal fans are like, you need to keep him for 1 more year, but now he's moved on. We've already replaced him with Noga and Zubendi, so that one is done. Thomas Partey also left. His contract expired just like Georginio and Tierney. He's also moved on a free, so far 3 players who've left and we haven't gotten anything for them, so Partey has moved on, and 200,000 a week, we're going to use those wages to for someone else. Now, one surprise was Yasu. This one came out of nowhere. I did not expect Yasu to leave Arsenal with an injury, but yeah, the only way that could have happened is if Yasu agreed to cancel his contract, and that is what happened. Arsenal and Yasu had a meeting, and he said, "Hey, I'm not contributing. I'd rather just go and recover slowly." And they decided to cancel the contract mutually. So Arsenal are not going to pay him any kind of money. And Yasu's moved on. He signed for us almost like 4 years ago, but the injuries have been devastating. Like last season, he played literally less than 5 minutes the whole season. So that was not he was a great buy, great signing, especially for those first couple of seasons. But over the last 2-3 years, the injuries have just been too much for him, and he hasn't been able to feature at all. So all the best to him for his future. Now, Raheem Sterling's loan came to an end. This particular deal did not work out at all. Even the ultra positive fans are like, no, why did we buy Sterling? That's the way you knew that this one did not work out. Even the ones who never say anything about players and do not like criticizing players at all, they were like, why did we buy Sterling? This one did not work out. If he had performed at Arsenal, would we have bought him? Would that have helped us, not to even try looking for a winger? Would he just be playing as a backup for Saka? Maybe, but it didn't work out. And Chelsea also struggling to sell him. So, yeah, we were also paying him 110,000 per week. That is a lot of money, but he's now moved on. Neto is another player that we signed on loan last summer. He only got to play 1 game for us. He was captured in the Carabao Cup. That was definitely a panic buy. We were losing Ramsdale on the final day. We panicked and we were like, hey, we need a backup goalkeeper. Let's just go and get anyone who's available. Neto's happy to come and play for Arsenal, and it was done. So Neto is gone now. He's back to Bournemouth. We're not getting anything for all of those players anyway. Those are 2 loan spells that have expired. Neto back to Bournemouth, and he's obviously already been replaced by Kepa at Arsenal, our new backup goalkeeper. Butler Oyedeji, the guy you always had on our bench, and he came on a couple of times. He has moved on as well. Again, it's a free deal. We didn't get anything for him. His contract expired. So, unfortunately, those are 7 players who've left Arsenal, and you haven't gotten anything for them. So, Butler Oyedeji was never going to feature for us. We needed a striker, and we weren't even really using him. And he's not a youngster. He's like 23 years of age. He's just developed late. So, yeah, we were never really going to keep him at Arsenal. Now, we are getting some money for players that we sold last year. So Makinos has now officially been sold right now to Cruzeiro. He's we are getting 3 million euros for him. This one was definitely an Edu buy from Brazil, but it just didn't work out for him. And he went to so many teams on loan. He went to Norwich. I think he went to another Brazilian team before Cruzeiro, but it didn't work out. None of those teams signed him up until now. Cruzeiro have just signed him for 3 million euros. Tavarez has also moved on permanently to Lazio, 5 million euros for him. You're getting there. Not too much of a loss. You didn't buy him for too much money, but you already saw how much he struggled in England at Arsenal and at Nottingham as well. That just didn't work out. But we are getting a total of 8 million euros for those two deals. Exactly what we've been talking about when it comes to Arsenal selling players. We are not that good, but these ones are not done by barter. For Tavares, already agreed last year that with an obligation to sell. So that is what we are getting for those two deals, 8 million euros. It's not going to make a big difference, but yeah, those players are not associated with Arsenal anymore. Now, Gabriel has signed a new contract. That is big for us. Obviously, he was linked to Saudi Arabia last year. Obviously, you want to buy players, but you also want to keep your good players. It wouldn't really matter to me if he had signed Gyökeres and Ez and then let go of Gabriel and Saliba because you're weakening one position. You have to keep players like Gabriel, and he signed a new contract. Definitely deserves to be paid more. We will get to know about the wages later on. He's not the only player who's signed a new contract at Arsenal. Miles Lewis-Kelly joined him as well. What a season he had last season. Both of them, actually, Gabriel and Miles Lewis-Kelly, had a very, very good season. Gabriel is actually back. I've seen him. Hopefully gets back to training. If he can be fit for the start of the next season, is going to be crucial for us. He scored so many crucial goals, so many good defensive tackles and stops and all that. So Lewis-Kelly and Gabriel are here to stay. So defensively, I don't think you have to worry about anything. Timber will be here, Gabriel will be here, Calafiori will be here, Lewis-Kelly will be here, and Saliba, I think, will definitely be here as well. So let's see how that one goes. Now we are waiting players like Nwaneri, Sak, and Saliba to see if they're going to sign new contracts as well. But that is the latest on that. Now, Fabio Vieira is back at Arsenal from his loan spell at Porto. Will he be staying with us? Will he be leaving? Will he be, loaned out again? Now, Carlos Cuesta does want him at Parma, the former assistant manager at Arsenal. That is one of the background changes that we've made. One of our Arteta's assistant, Carlos Cuesta, who was very, very important in our team, he's moved on to Parma, and he's linked to getting Fabio Vieira over there. So that is one change that we've made. Carlos Cuesta has moved on, and he has already been replaced by Gabriel Heinze, who joins us, former Man United player, former Real Madrid player, former Argentine. We've heard that he's a really tough guy to have in the dressing room. So let's see what kind of impact that will have on the players. We've had his mentality is top notch. I mean, he used to be in that Man United team that was really, really good, and that Real Madrid team that was really good. So no surprises there. But those two changes we've made in terms of the coaching team. Jason Aito left Arsenal as well. He was the caretaker director after Edu left. He's also left Arsenal to go and pursue new opportunities. Now, Vieira is not the only player who's come back. Albert Sambi Lokonga is also back at Arsenal. His loan spell at Sevilla didn't really work out that much. They didn't really want to sign him, and that one was an option to buy, not an obligation to buy, like the one for Tavarez. So again, he's traveled with the team to Spain, so he's going to feature a few times in preseason. But are we going to be able to sell him? Are Arsenal going to end up cancelling his contract? Are we going to loan him out again? Is he going to be a surprise stay at Arsenal? Because you never know. Sorry, there's a time we were about to sign to sell Rhys Nelson, but he ended up staying. Someone could get injured and then they end up staying. That could happen. Speaking of Rhys Nelson, he's also back from Fulham. His loan spell expired there, but I heard that he enjoyed his time at Fulham. So could Fulham actually end up trying to buy him permanently? Could it be another loan spell there? I mean, right now we're currently looking for wingers. I mean, if we felt like he was good enough, he'd have been playing for us right now. But the fact that he's not even being considered, and there'll be like 7-8 wingers ahead of him by the time he comes back to Arsenal, which is now, I don't think that is going to be going to work out for him. So Rhys Nelson is back, Lokonga is back, Fabio Vieira is back, Karl Hein is also back. Another player that they don't expect to stay, obviously. We've already signed Kepa to back up Ryan. They set for that Arsenal already, so there's not going to be too many opportunities for a player like Karl Hein. And he did well at Real Valladolid last season, so it would be better for us to cash in on him. How much money can we get? Can we actually get some good money? No, Liverpool are able to get like 20 plus million for Karl Hein. Can we get at least 15 million from Valladolid for Karl Hein, because he was really good for them? So I don't want us to lose him for 2 million and then lose Rhys Nelson for 3 million. And then, we are only getting 3 million for Makinos, 5 million for Tavarez. Those are not great. So I forgot to mention Gabriel signed a new contract until 2029. It was previously going to expire in 2027. And Lewis Kelly signed a new long-term deal. Now, some things to know about the players I've just mentioned. Fabio Vieira's contract is expiring in 2027, so 2 years from now. Lokonga is it's expiring next year, so you have to decide what you're going to do with him right now. Either you're going to sell him or give him a new contract. Same with Carl Hein, and Rhys Nelson is expiring in 2027. So not too much room to maneuver with them. We have to decide whether you're going to let them go right now or keep them. So that is more than 20 things that have happened at Arsenal already. We're expecting it to be more, even more busy. Trossard has been linked to the move to Fenerbahce. Gyökeres is getting closer as it could happen. Mosquera, I'd expect a second bid. Madueke is getting closer. Zinchenko has been linked to the move away. Martinelli has been linked to the move away. Kiviot's gone a bit quiet recently, but he has already been linked to the move away as well. It's a lot. There's definitely a lot that is going to happen, including new contracts, outgoings, and incomings. Could we end up signing a player on loan? Could he let someone surprising to go out on loan? Let us see. So that is the latest, everything that has happened so far this transfer window. Hopefully didn't leave anything too crucial out. But as of now, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to hit the like button, support the channel as always. And I will catch up with you guys on the next one.